Shout out to you guys. We hit 14K on the gram.
It's about to. We like 10 away from 14.5. So it's lit.
We appreciate y'all. We thank y'all so much for supporting and all that good stuff and commenting. But speaking of commenting, niggas been getting a little crazy in the comments. Not at
real
us.
Spicy, yeah. I make sure it's not at us.
They have been fighting each other.
Niggas is fighting each other in the comments. Like,
they be going in, especially if one person says some dumb shit. Everybody just goes and attacks that one person. I'm like, yeah, they said some dumb shit, but like, come on. Like,
that's not the purpose. Like, y'all remember last week we was talking about union, right? The union.
Yeah.
And everybody coming together, men and women coming together. But I feel like a lot of times, like, there's a lot of motherfuckers that just want to fight with each other. Like, especially, I feel like in our comments, or like, say we'll post something.
Say you say something about men. I don't like when men do this, basically. Then a man gonna comment, say, but y'all do that too. And it's like, I can only speak from a woman's perspective. Exactly. So just because I said I don't like when men do this does not negate the fact that you don't like when women do it either. You know, like it doesn't have to be a fight. We both actually just don't like this thing.
So let's talk about the thing instead of deflecting and making it an argument. Like now we're fighting, and it's just like, wait, no, we're not.
We're fighting about the same shit. Like it's just
we
very
agree.
weird for me.
I think we agree, my nigga. Like let's
that's
just
how
agree.
They exhaust you, so you don't continue it. Like if you don't actually talk about it, the behavior can continue.
Yeah, they're not interested in that. But I think it's not just even men. A lot of women do it too. You know what I mean? They'll try to, I don't know, be the pick me bitch. You know what I mean? And it's just like,
that's when you troll them. It's like, is he gonna pick you?
Yeah.
I hope you get picked. Like, girl, I'm really rooting for you because you were working so hard.
Like,
I hope
we posted something and it was saying like, something about like, when you get in a relationship and your friends disappear and your friends
No. It was the one I said when y'all just started texting 2 hours ago and then he started making the conversation like
no, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that one where it said, no, I fucking forgot what the fuck I said.
When your friends disappear.
When your friends disappear, and this girl was like, yes, because when you have a man, you should do that. And
those bitches.
You should do that.
I'm like, bitch, what?
No.
Like,
they were getting me so tight. I said, so you can't have a life outside of your relationship?
Your relationship should be your life. And like, okay, bitch, you win.
I'm like,
you win, bitch. Like, if that's what you want to do, go do that. We don't care.
And when you think about that, that's weird, though. Because you think about how, like, we're, like, socialized to have romantic relationships be the center of our entire life. So if you're not hitting it in some way, then obviously your life's not working out because you're not focusing all your attention on a romantic partner.
Exactly.
And that's when you have people that don't understand how to maintain or, like, you know, care about their friendships because all that energy is being put into this, like, either it's a brand new person or somebody you've known, but it's just, like, all that energy is going into that romantic relationship. Exactly. And that's all. Everything else is falling by the wayside. And then when you reach a point where you do need your friends and all your shit's falling apart, you're like, well, why aren't they here?
Yeah.
Like,
but I think that's the conversation that we want to have. But some people are just so, like, well, now this is how it's supposed to go. Well, if you want a good relationship, it's like, okay, sis, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about this, you know?
Somebody commented under her comment like, sis, are you okay? Do we need to call the police?
Like, blink twice if you need help, sis. Like, are you all right? But the other thing that gets me tight is when these black educated, black excellence motherfuckers want to out TI each other in the comments.
My God.
That's so actually, but
that's
the
so
this
annoying.
with the that, but the this. You know what I mean?
Then they want to give whole history lessons.
Right?
Based on, you know what I mean, how women are supposed to be this way and men are supposed to do this and how it was back in the old days.
And I'm just like, guys.
It's 2019. God damn.
And even still, they still be agreeing with each other, but why we gotta have paragraphs for this?
They're just trying to outsmart each other. It's just like, why can't we just both be smart?
Be like, you know what? You're right. That was a good point. No, there's none of that. There's like, well, actually. And it's just like, well, actually, come on. We need to get together. We need to find ways to communicate and understand each other.
Anybody ever really like got together, like even in forms of like a bag, like in your comments, like has that ever happened?
Like they bagged each other?
Yeah, like yo, you
definitely
cool,
when we was doing lives.
Definitely
people would like talk to each other. Definitely. But yeah, this kind of also goes into my TMI for the week. Welcome to TMI, where I give you too much information about a serpent. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that keeps happening.
Welcome to TMI, where I give you too much information about a certain topic. today we're going to be talking about accountability, because in one of the arguments this week under our page, someone was saying something like, yeah, we're talking about accountability, and then the guy was just like, oh wow, I guess you just learned that word this week. You know what I mean? Congratulations for using that word.
That was extra spicy.
I'm like, dang, why y'all just being mad saucy and spicy?
That's rude.
It is, especially like we all black, like it don't gotta be like that.
She out here using words.
You know big words, bitch. Wow. Yeah, but also I do think accountability has been like this big buzzword that people use, especially when they're talking about relationships between men and women. And like,
I have been hearing that word.
Right? People say that a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I
We've
want
been saying it a
accountable
lot.
person.
Accountability.
Yeah.
I think we've been hearing it a lot because everybody's trying to prompt those conversations, but we don't even know what that process looks like for different situations.
Exactly.
Because like we don't have protocol yet for like what happens in certain terms of like abuse or certain terms of like misconduct or behavior that hurts other people within like the confines of like oppression and shit. So like everybody just throws that word around because it's supposed to be a catch-all, but it's just like we don't even know.
It's like a Band-Aid. If you're accountable, everything is fixed.
Like we don't know how to like address it though, because this is the first time where people are actually like calling for that within like, you know, binary relationships. So it's kind of like, if it's cool that y'all are bringing that up and trying to push that, especially with Black people, because we like still have to have those conversations in our communities as well. It's very
definitely.
much.
I agree, but I also think that we should figure out exactly what that means instead of just throwing it out. So that's why I decided let me use accountability as this week's TMI. So accountability, looked it up. What does it mean? It says the fact or condition of being accountable or responsible. What does accountable mean?
Ooh.
Because y'all was in elementary school. You can't use the word in the definition.
Exactly.
Right?
Accountability.
It means to be
means to be
accountable.
accountable.
Be accountable. Ha, 100.
And you write it in the sentence too.
Nah. All right, but yeah, accountable. It means accountable. You're expected to justify one's actions or decisions. Basically, to explain why someone did or didn't do something.
Explain. Not give excuses.
Yes.
Difference.
Explain it to me like I'm you.
Exactly.
Talk to me like I'm you.
Yeah, and I think that's key, especially in like a lot of relationships, to be able to communicate to someone like your thought processes, even if it may seem like you're crazy or you may feel misunderstood. I think, I don't know, from my experience, a lot of women may just like brush things off or just get offended personally when maybe a man will just may not understand what they're doing, may not understand where they're coming from, or if they had an outbreak, like, you know what I mean? Like, I know me, sometimes I can be super emotional and like have outbreaks, you know what I mean? So if I explain to someone like, okay, yeah, you know what, I did scream at you and that was wrong, but here's the reason why I did that. You know, I felt like this and this and this and this and this and this. I feel like that allows for more understanding and for people to come together rather than just saying, well, I was screaming at you because you was doing that. It's just like, okay, like, nah, we're just pointing fingers.
We literally had like one of our male acquaintances tell us like, oh, when women are wrong, like they never can say that they were wrong. And then y'all always be like, oh, I mean, well, I guess we always be like, oh, I don't remember what I did. And like, but then when they do something wrong, we remember every single thing, exactly how they did it, what they was wearing, what they smelled like, every single thing. So it's like, we have to take more accountability because it's real toxic.
We can't be accountable for other people's actions. Like, you can't be accounting his actions if you're not accounting your actions. Like, that's the only thing you're responsible for. What you did, what you provided in that situation and that experience. So I think that comes with even taking the time to reflect on that. Like, how do I feel? A lot of times, like, you'll just be on the go, reacting emotionally, reacting, instead of just being like, okay, wait, how do I feel? Like, maybe if I took a second to sit back and be like, oh, I feel this way, you can probably calm down and be able to communicate like, hey, I just feel this type of way, instead of, nah, you're triggered. And you're swinging on the nigga. Like,
you're swinging on the nigga.
Yeah, we already know that's not okay.
Definitely threw. Yeah, I remember I told y'all threw a chopped cheese at the nigga.
Why you waste a good sandwich?
Good
Brooklyn sandwich. Like, you're wildin'.
Good ass sandwich.
Could have threw anything at that nigga.
I ever had it was in Queens.
Me too.
Yeah, me too.
I don't think I ever had a Brooklyn one, actually.
Hillside.
Oh no, my first one was a Brooklyn one. It was, yeah.
That's cool.
That's what's up.